G'day guys, Marcus Searching for Adventure. Welcome back to another video, and in this one here it's going to be the installation of my 12 volt battery system for the Ram 1500. Pretty excited about this one because it's the first time that I've done something like this on my own. I'm trying to save a few dollars, so I've gone out and bought a plug and play system, and in this video I'm going to let you guys know what I've bought, how much it cost, and show you the install of the system. So let's get straight into it. So this is what I've gone and bought: a Kickass 150 amp lithium battery box. So I just wanted something that was plug and play, as I mentioned before, something simple for me to install. And just doing a bit of research, these Kickass products, and there are other brands on the market, it is just a real simple system. Up on top it has a built-in DC 40 amp DC to DC charger. It also has your solar regulator built into that as well, and obviously it has all your 12 volt points here as you need them, which I'm not really going to be using these. It has a display there as well, some handy information on top, but it literally does have tons of outlets. It's got 4 grey Andersons here. It has a heavy duty red Anderson. I believe that is for an inverter, if you want to put an inverter in. This is a little different to some of the more traditional battery boxes, as in the lid here comes off, everything is wired there. However, probably the biggest difference is the fact that the box itself, although I should say the battery itself, it's encased in here. So you don't, you know, those traditional battery boxes, you buy the box and put your battery in. This one here's a bit different. It's all sealed and inside here, so you can't actually kind of have access to your battery per se. So price-wise, this came in at about $1,695 from memory. And that also did include the heavy-duty 8-meter wiring kit, the little battery stand. For me, that represents pretty good value. You know, obviously, these aren't going to be the most highest of quality batteries, but what was attractive is the fact that I do believe it is a 5-year warranty on the Kickass product here. So that was quite an attractive feature. And again, also too, everything's built in. So plug and play, nice and simple. Anyway, enough rambling on, let's get the job done. Wiring kit, which obviously I'm going to show in this video. Got your red and your black wire, that's obvious. This blue one here is for your ignition source. So basically that blue wire you put into your fuse box and basically piggybacking another fuse and ensuring that the one that you piggyback is a fuse that's only on when your car is turned on, so you're not going to drain your battery. There is an 80 amp fuse that will go under the bonnet as well. I'll show you how I put that in. And these are these little piggyback fuse holders. So I will be needing to use one of these, and I'll have a look a little later and find out which is the best place to piggyback from in the fuse box. Job first, I'm going to put this extra protection wiring loom on the on this insulated cover, which is quite thick as it is. So I'm even just trying to work out how to do this. I just spent 20 minutes trying to push it in, but you can't push it in. So I'm finding out that you just sort of slit it in like this. And that's the way you go about it. So yeah, just highlights the lack of knowledge that I have. Anyway, I'll keep going. successfully pulled the wire through from the back under the chassis and into the engine bay. It is the next morning. We had storms come in yesterday afternoon. But anyway, you can see here where I've got the wire coming through, and I've basically got it going back down where my Gray Anderson plug wire that I had done. So I've sort of followed the track of that and brought that up, and there's the loom. At the moment I've got way too much wire up at this end. For the sake of the purpose of today, I'm just going to hook it up to see if it all works fine, and then I'll tidy it all up, cut those wires down and get them all neat and tidy. So the first thing I'm going to do here is find out where I'm going to hook up this blue wire. And of course, as I mentioned before, this blue wire is going to the ignition source, so basically meaning that the rear dual battery in the back there won't be charging unless the car is actually on. So you need to go into your circuit box of your car. I've taken off the hood of mine, and then I'm trying to find a circuit there that's obviously not on when the car is completely turned off. Then of course what I'm going to use is one of these piggyback fuse Duvalakis. So that is my fuse that I'm going to put in for my system here. That's what I'll connect that blue wire to, and then this little double adapter will go into that fuse spot down here. So when I test for a light there's no light coming on. Just to show you there, I'll find another one where you can see that light come on there. So we know that we don't want to piggyback off that one because the car is turned off. However, this one here, back here, I'm putting that on, I'm getting no light. I've already tested this and turned the car on, and when I turn it on to accessories or turn the car on, then I do get light. So that is the one that I'm going to piggyback into. So now I've got it all wired up, albeit it's not all neat and tidy at this stage, but I'll just quickly run through it with you and show you. So again, I've got the loom coming up, sort of following the track of the loom that they had going back to the Gray Anderson plug. And at the moment I have too much cable going here, but I have got the red onto the positive there with the fuse. I've got the ignition source hooked in to the ignition there, and I've also got the black or the negative, and I've just got that onto this little spot here, which was a bit convenient. So all going well. It now should be hot at the back. I've just turned it on. It's picked up that it's a lithium battery. Obviously, it's a built-in battery, so it knows it's lithium. I've just switched it on here, and it's come up here telling me that there's 60% of battery in it. So I'll connect it up. Hopefully, all my wiring works, and then we'll see if I've managed to do this and save a couple of bucks. Okay, all right, we'll start the car and see if the battery starts to charge. Let's go and have a look. Rightio, well, she's working, I'll show you. Ball just up here on the DC to DC, it's flashing the alternator, obviously because it's using the alternator at the moment. I think this is the state of charge down here, I'm not 100% sure. And obviously it's picked up it's a lithium because it is a lithium battery. This does have a BMS, a built-in battery management system in it as well, which is quite good. So it has a screen here. I don't know too much about it, but obviously you can see it's all working fine there. It's putting in charge, it's at 64%, and it's putting in around 37 amps. So everything seems to be working fine. I've downloaded the app on my phone, and I can use this remotely. Obviously, state of charge 64, tells me the volts, the current, and the power as well, and the status that it is charging there. So I plugged the fridge in now, and now that we come down here, I've got the engine off, and we can see it's now discharging of a rate of about 3.2 amps. This little timber box that you can see here in the back, I've just whipped up out of 18mm marine ply, and I kind of built it just so I could house the battery in this back left hand corner. I still will use this battery tray to fasten it down, but I just wanted something in there that I could throw in some gear that I'm not going to use all the time when I'm on the road touring around the country, like recovery gear, remote air compressor and that sort of stuff, and just a little 100mm lip all the way around there to sort of contain the stuff that I do put in there. So just under the bonnet, as you can see here, everything's been tidied up now. I've got rid of the additional length of the wires. I've got that 80 amp fuse just sitting nice and neat and tidy there on the side. But I do have to give a bit of a shout out to the boys down at Bundle Auto Electrics here on the Gold Coast. I did drive down and get them to give me a hand to tidy this up. I just simply didn't have the right tools and crimping bits and pieces. So thanks guys. So now it's all nice and neat and tidy under the bonnet. Also add to that I actually went out and bought a Uniden UHF CB radio. So I've got the X-Track 80. And I went out and bought the Adventure Pack, which includes the small DBI aerial. I bought a bracket mount for the bonnet, which you can see there, and I actually had the Auto Alex install this for me. I didn't want to do this on my own, and just in the cab there you can see I've got a little pass-through that I can plug that in and plug it out as required. I'm not quite sure where I'm going to put the little handset yet, but I'll sort that out for now. I'll just throw it in the center console. So I'm all pretty set. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give us a thumbs up. Consider subscribing if it's something you're into, and certainly leave us a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts on what I've done here in the back of the tray of the Ram and my 12-volt battery system setup. Thanks for watching once again, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Cheers.